Hello there, it's so good to see you again. Today I want to introduce you to a resource called the Open Library. This is a great online digital free library of materials. The real gem of this collection is that it includes 2 entire college libraries. So there's a really nice wealth of material in here. It's not all brand new material, but oftentimes you'll find it helps find some things that you can't get your immediate fingertips on. And it does save you a trip to the library, especially if there's problems getting into a library building for whatever reason. To go to the Open Library, you can simply Google Open Library or go to their website, openlibrary.org, and open it up here. This is a website ran by Internet Archive, which you may or may not be familiar with, but they run the Wayback Machine, where they create an archive of the internet, and they have some other projects like that. The very first thing you'll want to do to use the Open Library is to sign up for a free account. This is not a resource that Goshen College subscribes to, so I would recommend not using a Goshen College email or login. Just use a personal email, and this is something you may want to use later. And I'd go ahead and I'll have you go ahead first and create an account, and once you have done that, then we'll walk through some search strategies together. I'm going to log in here with my email address, and we'll walk through how this will look then. So once you're logged in, the page will look like this. To do a search, it's pretty straightforward. It's in the upper right-hand corner. There's a search box, and you can go ahead and perform a search. I want to show some strategies that may or may not work. One that will not work is typing in the theory itself. Sometimes when you do this, you'll say, okay, here's my theory. I put it in, and then I got 5 titles. They don't really seem to line up with anything I'm looking for. What's going on here? I find it best if you type in the name of the nursing theorist and see what they wrote. Sometimes they'll word things a little differently, or sometimes the name of the theory gets changed over time. So instead of typing in theory of nursing as caring, I'll type in one of the theorists who developed this, Anne Boken, and then do a search of this. Now you can see here we have 4 items that came up. Sometimes if the results look different from the hits, it means like there was 2 different collections had the same book. Or something along those lines. So it's pretty straightforward. There's going to be a borrow button on the right hand side, and then there's a link to the book where you can see more information about the book. So if you click on the title of the book, you will see, if you scroll down, there will be some information. You can see there's 1 copy to borrow, the way they have it set up. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, there's a little bit of information about the book. It's kind of bare bones. They're not going to see reviews or feedback like you might at Amazon or Goodreads, but it does give you a little something to work with here. To borrow the book, again, it's real straightforward. You click on the blue borrow button, or you could listen to it as well. When you click on the borrow button, it's going to pop up the Internet Archive book reader. Sometimes they'll be in Adobe digital editions, and for sake of time, I'm not going to walk through this video. 9 out of 10 times you'll see this book reader. It begins by giving me a 1-hour borrow preview. If I'm looking through this and I really decide I want to have this, I can just click on the borrow for 14 days. This online book reader is real straightforward. You can click on the pages to turn the pages. There's a search feature up in the upper right hand corner that you can type in a word, and the results will come up. And of course, with the word caring, we got a lot of results that came up. And then you can also, there's buttons at the bottom that you can manually flip the pages as well. And you can zoom in to see the pages a little larger. So there's a couple different options. It's a real simple, easy to use e-reader piece. It doesn't allow for downloading. It's really, this is more of this if you're like looking at this on your own computer or an iPad and you're connected to the internet. Not a lot of extra features to this, but but it's pretty bare bones and direct. If I decided I didn't want to have this, I could just click the return now. I'm going to hold on to it now just for a demonstration to show some other features in a bit. So we'll go back here to Open Library. Another example I want to show for search is, so I had mentioned using the nursing theorist name, or the individual who wrote the theory. Sometimes when you do a search, however, you'll receive a lot of additional titles and books that don't really fit your search results. So you can see here, I have a book. There's different books here. Of course, two of these really look like they fit Margaret Newman's nursing theories. Some of these other ones, though, not as much. Of course, John Henry Newman. I got William Shakespeare. We have some things that don't really obviously fit the bill. So to help narrow this down, something you can do is you can use their feature in the right to the left of the search box. There's a little drop down, and you can click on the word author and go ahead and click search, press enter here, and it's going to give you a list of different authors. And you can see here there's actually a couple different Margaret Newmans. What I like about this is it gives you a little bit of a description of who you're looking at here. So Margaret A. Newman, you can see, has 6 books about nursing, philosophy, so on and so forth. And this, you can tell this is the Margaret Newman we're wanting to look at. So when you click on Margaret Newman here, we see 6 works, but not a lot, but still it's limited down to what we're working with here. And you can see we have books we can borrow, and there's a few here that say not in library. If something isn't available in this collection, something you can do is you can simply, if you still want a copy of it, check the library collection, the Goshen College Library Collection, library.goshen.edu, and copy a title and do a search in our search box. And we might have it as an ebook, we might have it in our collection, and if we don't, you can request it through Interlibrary Loan, and we can get it to you in about a week. So you can see this is one here that it's held by us at Goshen College Good Library. It's on our 2nd floor, and you could even just email me at library@goshen.edu and I can pull it for you. But it's always good to double check to see, okay, it's not on this site, but is it elsewhere? And if we didn't have it, you could request it through Interlibrary Loan. One last thing I want to point out to you is, as you have items that you have checked out, let's say you checked something out and you forgot how to get to the link, you can simply go back into Open Library and log in, and there's this My Books listing, and you can see My Loans. And you can, when you click on this, you can see the books that you've checked out. Now, if there's a book that you put on a wait list because someone else already had it checked out, it would be listed here too. I don't see that very often on this site, so I would say you might not run into that a lot, but you can say, here is a book I checked out. Again, this is the one that it expires at 5:44 today. But simply click on that read button and it's going to take you back to the book itself. And there's the book. So that's Open Library. The website is openlibrary.org. It's a free site on the web. It doesn't have everything in the world for you, but it's a free site. It's easy to use, and it's something we highly recommend. If you run into any problems using this, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Eric Bradley, and you can email me at library@goshen.edu.